A lot of us have not seen the proper forms of love. So we think that violence, a man threatening us, a man being possessive and a bit controlling is sexy and that's love because he doesn't want anybody else to have us. That is not a form of love. That is a form of manipulation and a lot of control. It's for rain. Listen, today we're going to talk about domestic violence and why it has become a popular aesthetic, why we are pushing domestic violence relationships and we are highlighting couples that are toxic and wrapped up in domestic violence. I've been hearing a lot of stories about females who are like dating or, just talking to guys in general, and it be red flags from the very start. And when I say red flags from the very start, I'm talking about them red flags where a dude is already talking about how if you leave him, this is that and the third, he gonna shoot every dude you ever been with. Does it sound familiar? Females do it too. Or I'm gonna beat her up, or we threaten the females that might come after us, or the females that came before, or the females that we might see that's trying it. And we thought that was cute. Guys think that's cute sometimes, and we think it's cute sometimes to be threatened. But nowadays, listen, you can't take that stuff too lightly. You gotta really pay attention to your signs and your warnings, okay? Because some of the people that are telling you they gonna shoot everybody you ever been with and will be with if things don't work because they possess you, they mean it. Y'all ain't been watching the news, y'all ain't been seeing videos on TikTok. There are seriously people who go through domestic violence situations where they have almost lost their life, and we are trying to make it an aesthetic. Us being attracted to violence in general, it's a cycle. It's a generational cycle and a curse that needs to be broken. Having a man who is or a woman who is possessive and controlling is not a form of love. It's a form of manipulation and control. You thinking it's cute. You thinking, oh my gosh, he loved me so much to the point where he'd go to war about me. He'd die about me. He'd shoot somebody about me. Baby, if he shoots somebody about you just for talking to you or having ever dealt with you, he will shoot you too. The sad part is that a lot of the times when we get into these toxic and domestic relationships, we think it's okay because it's better than what we saw growing up. Like, we'll say, you might find yourself saying things like this. Oh, it's not as bad as my mom had it, so it's okay. It's not cool. It's not as bad as it could be worse. There's a female that might be going through this. You try to compare it to justify it, but it's not okay either way it goes. No matter if it's this small or this big, it's still hurting you. You still deserve better. Stop comparing your situation to other people's situations, saying, oh, well, it's people going through worse. Okay, but you're going through bad too. Your worst might be worse to somebody else. Stop comparing it and saying that it's people out here going through worse so that you can justify your situation and dim it down as if it's not that serious. Baby, it is serious. You deserve better. You can lose your life over an aesthetic, over you thinking that's a form of love, and it's not a form of love. It's a form of manipulation and control. A lot of IG models, influencers, and the it girls, the elite girls, a lot of them are pushing a lot of them are saying things like, oh, if my dude don't got no gun, I don't want him. Or if he not a hood dude, then I don't want him. If he not, they are trying to push an aesthetic of violence. Like violence is attractive, violence is okay. And if your dude not violent, if he don't put a gun to your head or try to pistol whip you, if you try to leave, then he don't love you. And the sad part is that most of these females that are pushing this have never experienced a life-altering domestic situation. It's not cute to be trying to attract a dude who's going to abuse you. It's not cute to be going after a woman who's going to abuse you and use you because you have mommy issues. It's not cute. It's not okay. It's something psychologically wrong to even think that that is cute and to want that. I know these IG models and influencers be trying to make life seem like it's so cute and it's so cool that they are literally selling themselves for money and selling themselves short just because a dude can provide them a certain type of lifestyle. Most of them are sad. Most of them don't even mind getting beat up because they get in the bag. I want you to understand that you can step out and get your own bag. You can provide your own luxury lifestyle. You do not have to degrade yourself, sell yourself short, or settle for less for a lifestyle or a bag or a car. Because you're going to have a black eye wearing that bag. You're going to have a black eye sitting in that car. You're going to feel so less of yourself and just devalued completely and worthless riding in that car. You can go out here and get it yourself, provide it for yourself. God is good. God don't play by his children. He does not. So if you truly believe that you are his, you can step out here and make it happen. Don't think you have to depend on nobody or settle for less in order for you to live luxury. Okay, do not buy what they are selling because most of them are sad and sick and miserable. Just saying. Y'all don't be seeing these couples all of a sudden come out of nowhere and it's like he done killed her or a family member and you like, I would have never thought them. Right. Stop idolizing these people. They human just like us going through court cases for domestic violence and situations that went left, if you know what I'm saying. They human just like us. They just got a little bit more money and more status. A little bit more exposure. But they doing the same things that we doing. So stop idolizing these people and listen to everything that they say because some of these aesthetics that they are selling are dangerous and it's leading young women to getting killed, to being in domestic situations. Seriously. And let me also say this. This is for the fellas. You thinking you threatening every man I ever been with or might be with if we don't work out is sexy. It's not sexy. There are real situations going on out here where women are really getting beat on. And you saying that to me, sir, is a red flag and I will get ghosted real quick. It's not sexy. But we've been pushing that it's sexy for so long. It's so attractive to have a man fight for you in that way that guys think that's the way to flirt with us. And then we don't even be taking it serious sometimes. We just, brushing it off. He might just be playing. But what if he not playing and you end up being that girl on the news who thought he was playing? It's serious. And for the women that's always like, I'll beat a girl up or I'll do this about you. You're showing your insecurities. A woman who is really secure in her position and she knows her place, she knows her position, she don't even got to say a word. He knows not to play with her. He knows not to play with her and she don't got to say nothing. A woman might walk up and flirt with your man in your face. But if you know your position and you know what it is, you don't even got to speak. That's power. You don't got to threaten nobody. You are an asset. You are the prize. You are that and then something. So don't let nobody make you feel like you have to prove your position. Walk like it, talk like it, move like it, act like it, and they gonna treat you according to what you are. We not playing insecure games. Sorry, you do not have to threaten me. Just be you. God put certain people in certain people's lives for reasons. So if we don't work out, I'ma still wish you well. I'm not gonna threaten every female that you're gonna be with after me and say I'm gonna kill them. Like, what's wrong with you? Something is off. Okay, and that's turning me off. A lot of us have not seen the proper forms of love. So we think that violence, a man threatening us, a man being possessive and a bit controlling is sexy and that's love because he doesn't want anybody else to have us. That is not a form of love. That is a form of manipulation and a lot of control. Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where we change the whole fiber of our being for a man because he loves us and he doesn't want us to be with anybody else. So we cut off all our friends, all our male friends. We don't go out anymore and we change everything about ourselves. Just for him to go out and find a woman who is the epitome, the reflection of who we were when he met us. Stay you. He likes you because of who you are. And I'm not saying stay you in the toxic ways. Grow, heal. Become a better version of yourself. But do not think that you have to change everything about yourself because this man is trying to manipulate you into being something less. And I'm not saying every man is trying to manipulate you. Because sometimes you're trying to fill voids that are not even there based off things that you experienced in your childhood. So you trying to fill these voids and overcompensate and people please to the point where you are forgetting who you are to take on a completely different identity based off what that man is expressing that he wants and likes and desires. That's toxic. That's a toxic form of love. That's saying that you don't love yourself. You want to change yourself down to the fiber of your being to have somebody love you when he already loves you based on who you are now. So pay attention to your signs. Pay attention to your red flags. And paying attention to your red flags are not just paying attention to red flags in your partner or the person you are pursuing or that is pursuing you. It's paying attention to the red flags in yourself. What is being around that person and in their space triggering to come out of you? Are you starting to become possessive and controlling and threatening? Are you starting to want to provoke that man to hit you? Are you being toxic? There might be something in you that you need to change because you're not ready for the kind of man that you have attracted. There might be something in you that needs to be worked on because when you lined up with that man that you attracted, you became toxic. The toxic energy start coming out of you. So pay attention to the red flags and the warning signs that come up when you are starting to date and talk to people. So I'm saying all this to say, domestic violence is not cute. Toxic relationships are not cute. They take your best years. They ruin your children. They traumatize you in the way that you look at love. They make you defensive and hard and tough and rough as a woman to where you are stepping completely outside of your femininity and your power, and you're stepping into masculinity and toxic independence. So it's not cute. What's cute is a man that'll go to war for you in a positive way. That's a man who will invest into you. That's a man who believes in you down to the last penny. That's a man who believes in you no matter what anybody else is saying. He'll go to war for you based off of that and your potential and what he believes in. Not a man who is threatening everybody you ever dated, everybody you might date, don't like your friends, don't want you around your family, who's trying to isolate, change you to the point where you... That's not... A man who truly loves you is a man who will stick by you even in your hurt, even in your toxicity. That is a man who loves you. He will stick beside you, pray with you, invest into you, pour into you. Now he's not, listen, not this man that love you. He's not going to compromise himself or become less of a man for you. And there's nothing wrong with that because you should not compromise yourself or become less of a woman for a man. The goal is to be uplifted and elevated, not brought down to a level that is not you or that you have fought hard to get out of. So there's going to come a point in time where you have to work on you, where you have to pay attention to those red flags and really pour into you and become a better version of yourself with this man or without him, and vice versa. So let's stop pushing the toxicity in relationships. Let's stop pushing the toxic forms of love and thinking that that is love, y'all. It's not love. It's manipulation. It's control. It's possession. What did Lauren London say? We're not here to possess people. We're just here to experience them. We getting with people who literally want to possess us to the point where they don't even want us to live our life outside of them. They want to be our God. That's not okay. That's demonic and that's toxic. And listen, you can be violent, not in a physical way. Violence can be emotional. Violence can be subconscious. Violence can be spiritually. So you might not be getting hit on, but you might be getting torn down in the way that he speaks to you or the way that you speak to him. You might be getting torn down in what you believe in. He don't want you to believe in Jesus because that's not a black person God. Okay, so he'll tear at your spirit. You'll tear at his spirit. You can be abused spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So don't think just because he's not beating on you or you not beating on him that it's not domestic violence. And I'm going to leave that at that. The person that you are in a relationship with should not have to constantly correct you. They should not have to constantly direct you. They should not have to constantly stay on top of you with everything that you do, down to simple basic needs and basic things that you should know how to handle. I understand we all grew up different. We're all learning and we're going down our path and our way. So it's okay to be in a position of where you need to learn. Because once somebody teach you and you pick up on it, they're not going to have to teach you again if you're actively trying to change and learn and grow. But what I'm saying is sometimes we attract people in our lives who have mommy and daddy issues, including ourselves. So we go out looking for people who are going to correct us, coddle us, tell us what to do, tell us how to do it for us, not pour and invest into us and push us along our path and our way to where we can truly learn, to where we can become independent in the ways that we're supposed to be independent. A lot of us are in relationships with our mamas and our daddies, the ones that we wanted and needed. It's sad, but it's true. So it's coming to a point where it's time for us to put in the proper work. It's time for us to get with people who we're not settling for so that we don't have to grow, but get with people who will push us to grow, and they're investing into us. They're pouring life and speaking life into us, yes, but they're not just doing everything for us or having to constantly direct us because we're too afraid to do it ourselves. It's time for us not to be in relationships where we are placing our partner above God. You going to him or her before you even go to God. What if that's a decision that God needs you to make to change your relationship for the better, but you're so afraid to go against him or go against her that you don't even say nothing at all? You got to be able to go to God first. God has to be the foundation, the solid rock in your relationship and in your life individually as well as with your partner. So that if he's telling you to step out on faith, you're going to step out on faith. If he's telling you to separate yourself for a while so that y'all can grow and become better individually in order to be evenly yoked to be together, you will do that. So a lot of us having mommy and daddy issues, and we really need to start healing that inner child. Therapy. There are so many resources out here that are available to us that were not available to our parents that we need to start utilizing. Take that time that you've taken to pour into other people in toxic situations and self-sabotage yourself and pour it into ways that will help you. Pour it into things and situations and opportunities that will help you grow and heal and become better. So that when you do attract and manifest that partner, you can be evenly yoked and not be the toxic one. Aren't you tired of being a toxic one? Aren't you tired of always questioning yourself and feeling like something wrong with you? You always doing something wrong because you attracting somebody just as toxic? Or because you're attracting somebody that you really want and they're doing right, but you're not ready for that? So you're trying to be everything for them to prove that you are enough, but really you need to heal and work on yourself and grow so that you know that you are enough. They're not attracted to you for nothing. They're attracted to you because they see your worth and your value, but you don't see it. So because you don't see it, you're so busy running behind them trying to be everything for them when that's not the purpose of this relationship. It's time to heal, y'all. It's time to grow, and we can do it. We just have to get closer to God, get more intimate with him, because a lot of us know of God, but we don't know God. When I was younger, I knew of God. I went to church. I knew who God was, but I didn't have an intimate relationship with him. It took me getting older and going through life experience and really going down a path that maybe I was supposed to go on. But I was trying to put things into my own control. And in me doing that, I got into some deep, deep holes. And only God got me out. And in me going through my journey in life, I'm like, I got more intimate in my relationship with God. So now he first, okay? Because I remember when I was putting other people first and putting myself first. And I was digging myself deeper in the ground. Looking up and nobody was there but God holding his hand down. And his hand was long enough to reach me. So it's time to get solidified in God. It's time to get solidified and grounded in our spiritual, in our faith, in our intuition, in Holy Spirit. It's time to get deeply and divinely connected so that when we do line up with other people, when we do begin to attract our partner, our spouse, our kingdom husband, whatever it is for you, your kingdom wife, we will be evenly yoked and ready to receive that fully. So I just wanted to come on here and share that with you guys. Thank you so much for watching my video, for supporting me, commenting, subscribing. Like, my subscribers, it's not a lot, but it's in the little things that you appreciate where big things happen. Like, I only had 18 subscribers. Now I'm at 27. I've been being consistent, really just being myself, honoring God, praying and staying steadfast and focused, even with seeing it just go by 1 or 2 followers. Like, I'm happy. I'm thankful. I'm so grateful to God for the increase in overflow that I'm seeing in my life. And I'm excited to continue to see it. So thank you for your support. Thank you for honoring your spirit and just watching my videos and commenting and liking and really applying it to your life, because that's what I do this for. I went through the stuff I went through, not to keep it inside and be hurt and heal and just have healing for myself, but to share it with other people. It's not just for me. What you went through and experienced is not just for you. Make that video. Write that book. Start that business. Start that nonprofit. God is going to bless you through your testimony and your story and through you being transparent and truthful. So don't hide who you are. I know we're trying to manifest and become better people in different versions of ourselves, the version that we see. But it takes us doing that internal work, sharing our testimony, and really just being true and tapped into our spirit for that to happen. It's not just changing your outside. It's not just walking as a different person, because you will always be and manifest what you are internally. So if you're not changing your internal, your external could be different all day, but that internal gonna show up somewhere externally. So it's okay to be transparent and walk in your truth. That's what God wants from you. So step out on faith, and we're going to continue to grow. And I just thank you so much for supporting me. Follow me on TikTok and on Instagram as well. I talk about some of the similar things, but just in different ways. And I let you in on my journey, my growth with God, and how I just really started walking in my truth. And I still have where I care about what people think, but it's not as deep and traumatic and like, as it used to be, y'all. Okay, God bless you real quick. Okay, I'm not about to internalize it or delete nothing or not step out on faith. It's different for me now. So watch my journey, join my journey, and let's just join together in community, because where two or more people meet, God will truly be. So let's collab, let's get together so he can be in our midst, and so he can minister to us and reveal things to us and just help us heal and grow in ways that we never thought possible. God is a God who exceeds expectations. So let's get in divine rhythm so that he can exceed our expectations, y'all. It is our season, it's our time, there is a shift. So let's get in alignment. See you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I pray that you are leaving this video way better than you came. And I pray that you apply this to your life so that you can step into your highest self and stop operating as your lowest. Because you're worth more. You're worth the wait. You're worth the effort. And you're worth the work. Okay? I love you guys.